Hello, everyone and no one. Welcome to another Talking Into the Void. Uh, who knows what we'll talk about today? I'm doing a little work for video for my gun channel or gun related channel. But with me, as always, is Tier Alexander. Tier, how you doing?
I'm doing great, my friend. How are you?
Not so bad. I basically did nothing all day. Not sure if Angela's gonna join us or not. She might be off doing something. You know, she's got that real world life and is likable to a lot more people than the rest of us. But joining us as
Fair
well is
enough.
Will at Forge. Will, how you doing?
Hey, I've got my arsenic mug of frozen pepper jack. I'm doing good.
And what's up, Kashal?
Hey, Kashal.
You okay, show?
Oh, so have you guys seen the 'cause you know the shooting that happened in wherever the hell it was?
You mean the one where the person stabbed a cop and then got shot?
The one where it was a cop not in uniform shot at him.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was at an In-N-Out Burger restaurant in Twin Falls,
Oh,
Idaho.
the stopping the
Yeah, the shooter.
mass shooting. Was that a cop?
Apparently, from what I've been seeing for part of it, it was supposedly a off-duty cop, but I'm not quite sure. Apparently, whatever gun he had, it was a bigger gun. It was suppressed, and it, from what I've been hearing, it was either a fucking 45 or a 5.7.
Motherfucker.
I'm just like, okay, that's two extremely different sized rounds, but you know what? I give the dude a lot of credit for going ahead and do that.
Well, I saw it say I did see it was suppressed. The guy
Mhm.
knew what he was doing, which doesn't automatically equate to cop. In fact, it frequently equates to the opposite.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. He stopped a gunman and that's all that fucking mattered.
Yeah,
It could have been
that
worse.
that's where you get the I don't care too much what their day job is. They done good here.
What's the saying? A good man with a gun stopped a bad man with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I
And
mean,
this
I'm streets are far safer.
and hey, we don't have a trial.
Yeah.
It's like, do y'all remember the so this guy was running scams where he would fake rob illegal so they can get expedited
Oh yeah, and then some a good Samaritan actually shot his ass.
yeah, again, he was under the he had reasonable belief that an actual crime was taking place in under, I think it was Florida, not Florida, some state with like stand your ground.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope it was a state with the right laws
Yeah, it was.
because well, no, there's two forms when it comes to defense of others.
Hmm.
One form is reasonable perception to what you believe the circumstances for that
Hmm.
person. The other form is actually whether or not that person would legitimately be justified in using force. In those cases, the quote unquote victim would not be justified in using force in self-defense, force of any kind in self-defense in the circumstance, because it was a crime that's set up to begin from the get-go. In one of those states, the guy could be charged for murder.
From what I remember of it, he wasn't charged for murder because it was in one of the states where it's like it was what he
Yeah,
perceived to be a
Yeah,
legitimate
that
crime and a legitimate.
yeah.
It's like believe
I
that
mean,
someone
the
might
only
lose
thing
their
that got
life.
him on, the only thing that got him on was like he was a convicted felon and he wasn't supposed to have the gun. So I think they got him on weapons charges. Like they didn't throw the book at him, but they did hit him with that because he wasn't supposed to have it.
and you know my feelings on weapons charges for ex-cons that have completed their sentence.
Yeah, I keep saying this and I'll continue to say this.
Hey,
You
what's up,
know,
clown?
you you should get all your if you complete your sentence, you do everything you're supposed to do, you should get all your rights back. Like you should be a citizen in good standing again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it shouldn't even have to be you have to ask for it. It should
Nope.
be the sentence is including any and all probation and parole is completed. You have paid your debt to society. You are back in good standing. Rights restored. Because if you can't be trusted with, if you're so bad that you can't be trusted with that, they've got no business letting you out in the first place.
Exactly. Like
Mm-hmm.
at some point, I used to argue this. Like at some point, the punishment should end. You can't continuously punish me for perpetuity if you're saying I'm rehabilitated. If I can't vote on my representative, how is that fair? I'm not a citizen in good standing anymore because I don't have the rights of a citizen.
Well, Tier, if we're talking about you specifically, I'll make a
Aw.
special exception.
Liches don't get rights.
Something like that.
That's lichist.
Actually, I would consider allowance for most liches. This is more personal.
Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. If it's just personal, then all right, I think I can take it. I don't want to take it, but I think I can take it if that's the case. But again, let's just have rights too. We have feelings.
The way you're talking about taking it, I don't think that's the conversation that I was having. So,
look,
what you do on your own time is up to you.
We've been over this. I'm not a furry, okay? I don't swing that way. Oh, that's just nasty. That's just nasty. Mm-mm.
I'm not a furry either, but I wouldn't mind a nice God
damn it, Will. Can't take you anywhere.
See if that got me to the actual below 2 megabyte or 2
Well,
megabytes
some
or
people
below.
tried. I don't advise it.
Did you hear about the recent what's happening with the Nolan Wells shit?
With what?
Nolan Wells.
I've heard the name, but I haven't been. Actually, I've been paying a lot of attention to Twitter for the last couple of days. So.
Oh no, I'm paying attention to various things around that, like not the case itself, because it looks like it's a drowning.
Oh, that
one. I've heard just a little bit.
Yeah, because they've gone over the whole thing. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say I've seen like the absolute dumbest take on your lungs fill with water, you sink, you don't wash ashore. Okay, Lake Superior, that's true. Arctic Ocean, that's probably true. Anywhere else,
still
decomp
possible.
starts to set in.
Well, the other thing, hold on, because Donut Operator went over this one as well, and it's actually very common for bodies to not wash up immediately, considering the fact of the rip currents that are there. So the rip currents can actually hold a body down.
Well, I wasn't bringing that up.
You're dealing with something that's not uncommon either way. It can go either way, and you've got the biggest thing you need for the body to be able to wash ashore is just enough decomp to have it start floating again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's
but
the reason why Superior doesn't give up the dead is because it's so cold they don't.
But the reason why I bring it up because someone sent a bomb threat to the police over the Nolan Wells shit.
I hope they arrest that person and
they
throw
did
the book at them.
They haven't thrown the book at him yet, but they did arrest him.
Wazowski, Dad's out here.
But yes, they sent It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, because I know with that one, not only did they have the like the one medical examiner, they even had like the state do one to make sure because they weren't finding any foul play. And the only part where they kind of have a he said, she said part was in the supposed leaving, to where, from what the friend said, he said because like the boat that they had taken to get over there was taking on water and the bilge pump was having some issues, that he was going to catch a ride with someone else, and then the chick that he was talking to said that he was going to catch a ride back with his friends.
So potentially just simple misunderstanding for that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, he could have known someone else.
Because
who
like
came
that,
there and-
that whole island that they went to is pretty treacherous, considering the fact, it's got sandbars that are right there, and within a few feet you can go from 3 feet of water to 20 feet of water with a massive current. Like, people die in that area all the time. Apparently it's actually very well known.
See, and all I had to hear was Ben Crump.
And I
He
instantly
comes-
knew it was fake.
He comes into play. It's not 100% fake with Crump, but it's pretty darn close. And it's enough that he shows up, and it'll take any situation where I'm doing this looks a little sus to, yeah, this is probably absolutely legit until I hear otherwise. Because the guy never saw a crisis he didn't want to milk with lies.
What's his name? I knew that Ben Crump was a piece of shit when they did. Look, they do their findings for the independent autopsy and say absolutely, positively fucking nothing. Literally nothing was said. No new information was given. Nothing.
He rolls in for the purpose of trying to scare a settlement before enough evidence comes out to show that it's all BS. And the fact that he has gotten a couple of probably very legitimate cases in his career hasn't helped the situation, because anytime he rolls in, people are like, is this the 0.5% of the time where he's actually right, or is it just another
bullshit
BS money grab?
Most of them, I'm pretty sure, are BS money grabs.
I have heard of, and I haven't looked up his entire history. I have heard of a couple of cases where it was at least plausibly legitimate, though I don't think it would have been a sure thing to win going through trial. They just managed to bully a deal out of it, settle out rather than and all the rest of them that I have any knowledge of, and again, this isn't his whole case history, but every other one that I have any knowledge of was a BS case. And as soon as enough information came out to show that, he was off in the wind looking for his next one.
Again, I don't trust. He's a slimy bastard.
Yeah, I don't trust him, and it is, it's bad for the people that the few people here and there that do have legitimate cases, because you bring him in, I automatically discount it until I get more information. Even if it looked plausible to me before, he is the kiss of death, for my opinion. And it has nothing to do with him being black. It has everything to do with him being a lying, slimy weasel in so many cases.
Yeah. Yeah, I know there was the whole thing about the phone, but that wasn't the kid's phone that passed, because his was actually back on mainland, since he didn't get cell service out there. It was one of his friends who had that whole complaint about the phone, like, hey, give me my phone back type thing.
again, they don't. I'm pretty sure they don't fucking care about that. They
Exactly, Frosted.
I say, what's up,
Seeing-
Frosted, Badger, and
you're
Hellcat?
frosted.
Seeing
Hellcat,
Ben
you're
Trump
Badger.
and thinking there's legitimate racism involved is like seeing Hillary at a funeral and thinking it was natural causes. Precisely.
Nice.
And you know,
In
like
your
I said,
crime.
he has hit a couple of cases that I've seen where there was plausibility for actual racism. It never got adjudicated in court. It always settled beforehand. But there were a couple of cases, but not most of the ones I've heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust him. No, you shouldn't trust him. He's a slimy snake. Snake.
And let me tell you, people, if you find yourself in a situation where it looks like it's legitimate and everything, and he comes showing up, only hire him if you want somebody who's going to lie and slide the potential of a settlement out of court, and not if you want somebody who's actually interested in pursuing the truth. I don't believe the man is interested in the pursuit of the truth or justice.
Yeah. I mean,
I
then we
believe
see
he
all
is
the
at
people online and for Twitter that just they wanted this to be, white kids kill black kid so fucking bad.
because there is a legitimate shortage of racism in this country.
Mm-hmm.
The supply is nowhere close to the demand, and they need that demand because they need to be able to say evil white racists.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I've only ever met one truly, legitimately, fully anti-black racist white person. I'm not even talking about Frosted. I have only ever, that I can recall in my life, met one, and he was a far left North Carolina Democrat. The only white absolute racist I've ever met.
I need to up my racism.
I said the only white absolute racist I've met. Here.
Hold on, no. According to Sanguine Friday night, I'm a white man. I'm a heavily melanated white man.
Smithsonian's view on whiteness.
Oh, so they've got a new view on whiteness now that.
Oh, no, it's maybe 2024, 2018, between 2018 and 2024.
Yeah.
According to that, I'm white.
See, and I just point at my genetic DNA profile for the section that indicates African descent.
Well, again,
it's not most of it. I'll be the first to admit it's not most of it.
A little jungle bunny in you.
But it was the Democrats that created the one drop rule.
That is true.
So I'm probably sure I have some, besides Native American, other people of color in my heritage, but I've also put a little of myself in this person of color. Meaning I slept with a black girl. I mean, granted, that was 16 years ago.
Yeah, Frosted, no. Mrs. Forge was not white bread. It was mostly native, but definitely not primary white.
And they are not together, last I knew.
Well, she is no longer with us. My ex, on the other hand, is very much white bread. I don't know if she's racist.
See, that's why she your ex. You had that little jungle fever in you. She's too pale for you. It's okay. We understand.
No, it had to do with her being a lying hoe.
Lying whores.
Yeah, it was just always funny going through freaking Twitter and just seeing the people that were just so hoping it was that. And it's like, why the fuck would you
Yeah.
hope that?
Yeah, they always hope that.
That's like hoping
It-
hoping someone like a rape case is legitimately true, and it's just like, I don't. Why? Because I don't want people to be raped, you retard.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing, is as much as I believe we should throw the book at every false accusation, I wish every accusation was false, because from a damage to, from an absolute evil perspective, I do see the false accusation as slightly less evil than actually raping a person.
Mhm.
Only slightly, because you're trying to put them down and destroy their life for a lie. And I think that you should do the same amount of time that they'd be doing if it were true.
And
It's a slim distinction between a non-violent crime and a very violent violation of a person.
And then Clown says the one white supremacist he ever met found out he bought his weed from a Mexican and was like, you don't really have any conviction in your beliefs. I'm pretty sure he meant conviction, but he's got an F in there.
Fictions. Mm-hmm.
Because I have no idea if he's typing on a phone or a keyboard or whatnot.
He does not have the the steadfast belief in his standing, in his position there. He is a bit wishy-washy, you could say.
Yep. Otherwise, I guess the only thing that's kind of also making the rounds is, I don't know where the fuck it was at, but they keep showing this supposed Muslim chick, but she's not wearing, any form of hair covering. He's on his phone. Yeah, it happens twice. I was pretty sure I knew what you meant, Clown. I was just reading as it's written for funsies.
Yeah, I'm somewhere between the why didn't autocorrect catch that and the did autocorrect just totally screw that over?
Nah, it's sometimes you'll type too fast and hit enter,
Yeah.
and it just, because I know for Twitter, I type way fast and hit enter quickly once it's
You don't
out.
proofread
instead of
either?
reading it. No, I don't.
But yeah, I guess there looks like, from the thing of it, is probably in Britain. But she's not wearing any hair covering or whatnot. But the dude's trying to be like, this is the chick because she's so smart makes the far right all blah 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 blah. And it's like, from everything I've been reading about that, she's been making the other side's point.
Is that the one where she's like, you basically, if you don't agree, don't like us and everything, the other Muslims are going to take and kill you?
I have no idea what she said. I've mostly just seen still images because 90% of the time I don't even listen to it.
I haven't even heard about her. She sounds like a special kind of retard.
Yeah, they've had two different things, and it looks like it's in Britain for how they're dressed. And like one of the other ones, part of her dress is like somewhat see-through, and it's like, pretty sure that's haram, bitch.
It is haram.
Or not allowed in Islam, because you're showing too much skin.
Well, so is drinking and going to strip clubs, and but if you're going to be suicide bomber and everything,
Yeah.
you know, you get kind of special privileges.
Oh, because their whole thing is like they can legitimately lie and not follow their
Yeah.
religion as long as they're being a quote unquote martyr for the cause.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it is actively encouraged to lie to promote the cause.
Mm.
It's one of the reasons why you really can't trust anything they say. Unless it's about wanting to kill you, because that's probably honest.
Mm-mm.
Not really seeing much else on Twitter that I actually care about. Oh, then if you didn't see as well, freaking PewView and Fat Electrician bought into a gun company.
Really?
It did not, but I watched this video on Swamp Fox.
Who was PewViews or Fat Electrician?
Fat Electrician.
He did one on the optic creator Swamp Fox.
No, the historic character Swamp Fox.
Oh, okay. I haven't gotten to that. Yeah, apparently
Long form, and I sat through the whole thing anyway.
Yeah, apparently they bought it or bought into the company Mustang Armament and Consulting, and it's a retired Marine that did the whole thing. Like quite literally, whatever you go to buy it in, like it is that way. So if it's suppressed, whatever optic, all of that shit is on there when you buy it and already sighted in for that setup.
I would like
I had
to
to
try
wait
shooting
at a restaurant last night wearing a headscarf. I ordered the pulled pork sandwich.
Good on you.
Let me guess, with bacon.
Can I get extra bacon with that?
Funnily enough, I do the same thing for vegans.
Yeah.
That's where I still love, like, for anyone's whole thing on that has been the Daniel Sloss stand-up skit of that. To where he's like, when I was young, I was never going to drink, never do drugs. Got older, met people that drank, now I drink. He's like, now I drink like a fish.
Mm-hmm.
Got into comedy, met people who take drugs, now I take drugs. Never happened with a vegan. Their peer pressure is just not there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do some not quite doom scrolling, because I know I saw a couple of things on Twitter that
All right.
I have to get past all the cat and ferret pictures on my feed and foxes.
And the next video is up and scheduled.
Yay!
And there was much rejoicing. Yay.
Yay!
I'm still just looking forward for when I get the next 1,000 rounds and I can do damn near half the 1,000 rounds in 12 mags.
Oof, ouch, that hurt.
Just because I have 12 40-round Glock mags.
Damn.
It still makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And what's up, Silver Wavering Wing?
You're critical.
Okay, so what else has been going on? I have not done jack today other than like listen to the new Creepcast and the new Unsub and record a video.
Mm-mm. I've done much of nothing too.
I have done a little bit of cleaning and organizing, though not nearly as much as I need to do yet. So that pace yourself and don't overdo it.
Mm-hmm.
And play a few games and do a lot of searching on 3D printer files.
Nice.
One of these days, I'm gonna have to get me a 3D printer.
Same. I just don't want to do it while I'm in an apartment. Especially
Well,
my apartment, because my apartment's kind of a mess.
Say that's the thing where I've got to do organizing and cleaning because my apartment's a mess, but I have the spot picked out where I want to put the printer.
Mm-hmm.
And since I've got to do the organizing and cleaning anyway for delivery of new chairs in a couple of weeks, figure get that lined up and set up too.
Yeah, I'd need like another table or something.
I have 3 end tables sitting on the other side of the other recliner.
I just buy those
Yeah.
foldable plastic tables and put a whole bunch of different stuff on them.
Well, I've got a foldable plastic table I use for the art streaming. I've got one that's got like a huge piece of cabinet on it that holds my computer stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I used as a desk when I was in Japan. I was just doing everything as cheap as hell as I could. And I still kind of am.
But what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take one of those end tables and stick it on the other side of the entertainment center, and either, depending on the size, well, I'm going to stick the printer probably on top of it for convenience because it's easier than sticking inside and having to like pull it out and put it in, pull it out. And that sounded dirty.
Pull it out and put in and pull it out and put it in. And I'm arriving.
Okay.
I'd have to like put it on one of those drawer trays.
That's why I just keep hoping to win enough in the lotto just to buy a place.
I hear that. I want to win enough in the lotto to take and stick that in its own room.
Yes.
I mean, if I won the jackpot, it'd be that whole thing of like I'd have a gun room with a computer in there specifically. Like the 3D printer would have its own computer.
Yes.
Granted, for a lot of stuff, you can put a USB stick in there for the files and everything. But the one that would actually be connected to the computer would have its own computer. And then I would have like an office. It's like, I still wouldn't mind, depend on, you know, again, if I somehow won enough money, I keep hoping for it. Oh, okay, because I completely forgot about this. So, not yesterday, but last Saturday when I fell and fucking slammed my elbow into the part of the wrapper. On Saturday, we got talking. Was listening to the radio for work, you know, where they actually go and call each other on it. Someone at the end of the night was like, "So what line is third shift running?" Our boss was just like, "It's Saturday. Like, doesn't mean they won't be running." He's like, "Don't give them any ideas." I holler over at the high-low driver. I was like, "Fuck no." It's like, we better not be having to work, you know, it's like work 7 days a week. God said at least take 1 day of rest. They pull this shit, I will actually go to church.
Don't make me go to church.
Figured Will would get a kick out of that one. In the words of Sam the Freedom Frog, he'd probably end up saying, "Hey, whatever brings him to God." I guess we'll bring up Twitter again and see if anything new pops up.
Oh, I definitely found one thing that as soon as I get my printer set up, I'm going to be making
What?
Demon Core Nightlight. I don't even need Nightlight, but Demon Core Nightlight? Hell yeah.
Oh. There's a shit ton I would do if I had a 3D printer.
Guns would be one of it.
No, I wouldn't do guns.
I said
Yeah, I
one
would.
of it. Didn't say all of it. I'm not trying to be print, shoot, repeat here.
Hmm.
No, that's a
Have-
legitimate
have-
YouTube channel and Twitter handle.
it's an old movie with John Malkovich as an assassin. I cannot think of the name.
You can say you can actually print rail compatible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He actually
Including,
printed.
like,
He had a 3D printed gun. He had
foregrips.
a 3D printed firearm.
I mean, there's plans for full 3D printed firearms, but it's very much supposed to be like a one shot, two shot kind of thing because it is not going to stand up.
Yeah, and then there's the ones you can go through and just set up to where you can just straight up buy a slide and then do everything, and not
Mhm.
just a Glock. I don't mean just a Glock slide. There are, I've seen full on grip modules or lowers for 2011s, 1911s, fucking Ruger P89s, so like old guns and shit, and they don't always look like regular pistols. Sometimes it still uses like an AR pistol grip, so it technically has the mag forward of the grip.
I've seen things for like ARs where you have to do the barrel and the slide and a few pieces of the action in metal, but you can
Okay.
print most of the rest of it.
Copy link, go over to here. That was the wrong thing. Here. Yeah, like in our little chat, I just sent you one that they actually, I think, they put an FRT into as well. I've seen ones that look like that have a deagle slide on them.
Yeah, I want the
Nice.
I do want to try integrally suppressed full auto with subsonic ammo.
That would be fun.
That would be insane.
No, that would be quite practical.
I do
Well,
like
are you
this.
going to take over a small country? I just want to know for my
I
own
do like
benefit.
this. I came across on Twitter some freaking, I don't know if it's Tinder interaction or whatnot, but the chick sends the guy a message saying, "Hey, want to buy feet pics?" He says, "Not into feet, sorry." Her, "My feet are cute though." Him, "I'm sure they're great, but it's not for me." Her, "Yeah, whatever, man. Lame. You're into beating women. You're into beating women, or you're into women beating you, but feet is where you draw the line." Him, "Yes."
I mean, everybody looks at feet people odd.
Justifiably, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't say there was anything wrong with that. Just everybody does.
Hmm.
And then it's just a bunch of memes and whatnot.
Because of course. And there was that one shooting which the guy stabbed a cop and still had a knife in his hand. The cop that got stabbed shot him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this. Body cams have been the ultimate fucking monkey's paw.
Yeah.
For the black the pro blackity blacks. Ultimate fucking monkey's paw.
I would honestly just say for the entirety of the criminal community, that keeps thinking that like this is just going to show how bad cops are, and it's like it does in some cases, but
yeah,
it showed a lot of bad in the the hood
Yeah.
community.
For every bad cop, it shows
criminals
dozens
doing
of
something
bad
stupid.
dozens of bad actors on the criminal side. And that's the other thing is I'm very critical of the whole cops first priority is to their own safety, yada yada yada. And I am very cautious because so many cops out there are tyrants.
Mhm.
But if the cop is actually legitimately doing his job and not being a tyrant, and you stab him, I hope he shoots you.
Yes.
You deserve it.
Okay, getting to see that
I
one
hope so.
picture in Idaho a bit closer. Yeah, it looks like it's more likely to be a 5.7 than a Mark 23. So I finally saw a clearer picture. And Badger was asking, you talking about the shooting in Wisconsin? In Wisconsin?
I think so. I've been trying to find it again because it's
Then you're green. I can't
Yeah,
remember if I
yeah.
said hi again.
Oh yeah, I would have no
You have
issue with
all of
ICE
the-
getting body cams, but I can't disagree with you with the public school teachers either. They're frosted. So
I mean,
far,
if-
I am not disagreeing and would like to subscribe to your newsletter so far.
All right, if ICE got body cams, I would be happy because they would have no fucking legs to stand on.
I would actually be for all public officials having body cams. In Michigan, every state employee on every level, every local government employee has the
Yes,
same
I
oath of office as the governor and every cop in the state. And I would love to see all of them have to wear body cams.
I wouldn't mind again if it became standard issue for everybody. You can't, especially if you have to deal with the public.
Mm-hmm.
I think they all need to have a solid reminder too. You are a public servant. You're not in charge. You're not the boss. You are literally a public servant. That's the title. You work for us.
I don't want them to have true customer service because we're not branding service from you, and you really do need to at least have some level of authority, especially when you deal with security. But then again, I'm speaking from. God damn it! I hate this fucking match.
I have a serious problem with a lot of things that they do in the name of security.
Yeah.
Now, I think you should have to tell out front why you're stopping somebody directly. You shouldn't go, well, you have to openly and honestly say, hey, this is why I did this.
They passed a law for that in California. One of the few times I think California got it right. They stop you. The first thing they are required to do by law is tell you why they're stopping you.
Yeah.
You know, they should tell you why they're stopping you. And because we're adults, you're not stopping children. You could be stopping children, but you're mainly stopping adults.
What are the odds of two of the people involved being children?
Fair enough. But then again, well, you're ancient, so everyone's a child to you.
Okay, yeah, I'm not disputing that.
See? I mean, by comparison to you, me and Rotten are children. Critical's a fucking newborn by comparison, and fucking Blue is whoa. He's still fucking in the gestation phases.
Critical's a toddler. Bloozer's an infant.
Makes sense.
Which makes it all the more impressive when he comes out with some real bangers.
Yeah, I know. I still have the theory that Kefki goes to find the youngest kitten she can find and turns him into a minion. So Blue need to is going to be replacing.
Needs to watch out for the point at which Kefki finds the younger kitten.
Yeah, exactly. You about to get out her minion range. Love this game.
Well, that was a change from your hate that match.
I hate the match, but I love the game. You have to take off two bosses at the same time, and they're fucking difficult because it's hard to tell who you've been working on, especially when they do their what's the word I'm looking for? Their special move.
No, the game doesn't
So-
have. Which game is it?
Disco, Dead as Disco.
I guess the characters or the bad guys don't have health bars.
It's fun. So it's a rhythm game, action RPG where you fucking fighting to the beat.
You say rhythm game, and it reminded me of a video I watched this weekend where they were talking about pointless self challenges that people add to themselves in games. To the people who beat Elden Ring using a Dance Dance Revolution controller.
I think there's also been
Shit,
the
a guy
who-
beat it with a fucking
I'm pretty sure that was Dark Souls that was beaten with a Guitar Hero controller.
somebody beat it with a fucking what was it? A set of bongos from another game.
The Donkey Kong game.
Yeah.
He's lying. He's playing Dustborn.
He again is insane, but it's competition.
I just the notion.
Frosted, you could just tell us you're gay. You don't have to keep dropping hints.
What?
Just the notion of playing a game like that using a dance controller, and I'm sitting here like, I could walk today.
Yeah. Hey, man, let me see if I can.
Yeah, I never played any of the actual drum games in the arcades when I was over in Japan. I had more fun with the claw machines. Although I still say that, like, for the arcades in Japan, that was just still one of the coolest things of them being like, you know what we're going to do? You can start up a whole profile, and then we're going to give you basically a card. And then once you put it into the machine, you can continue on with your profile at any of these games.
Nice.
So you can do that for
Yeah.
like the Need for Speed game, Mario Kart. Because they had like actual, seated spots with the steering wheel that you would do.
Say I would play Mario Kart that way, but I'd play most driving games that way.
Yeah, I would love to play with the actual fucking the arcade machine.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to do that I didn't get a chance to, just didn't line up, and I completely forgot to ask any other guys there if they wanted to do it, was going down and find the place where you could actually go take the go-karts out on the street dressed
Mhm.
up as Mario Kart characters, and if you went at the right time of the day, the bridge in
That is
oh
kind of
fuck,
fucking funny.
I can't remember what bridge it is or where it's at, but like they actually even light it up so it's supposed to look like the Rainbow Bridge.
Okay, well, up until you get to that part, I absolutely hate Rainbow Bridge. So the person who did that to me would get shot.
No, it
Yes.
just looks like it on the outside. It doesn't actually. The bridge still is the same. They just light up so the outside, the sides of it look like the Rainbow Bridge.
No, I get it. That would just still be the traumatic response.
Yes, fucking hate the Rainbow Bridge too when I used to play Mario Kart. In any Mario Kart I fucking play, I hate that damn thing.
I haven't played Mario Kart in years, so fuck, I don't even think I played a racing car in years.
Say the game that I really enjoyed back in the arcade that I miss, though, was a you sit in it. It was a hovercraft hovercraft piloting game,
Nice.
and I really enjoyed that one.
Last Mario Kart Frosted On was on the SNES. I didn't even own it. I just played it on at a friend's house.
I still have a copy in the other room.
Oof. Ouch. Sorry.
Let's see.
I had an itch.
Guitar Hero was fun for a time frame and whatnot, and then there were some offshoots of it where they tried like with the Rock Band. There was Rocksmith, which I actually thought was a pretty good idea to like plug in a guitar to a computer or your Xbox or whatever, so you could actually play the guitar, have it tuned, and start learning guitar. I just don't know how well it would go over.
I never saw the
nowadays.
appeal of fucking Guitar Hero.
It's just a different rhythm game like you're playing, Tier.
Well, no, it's. I guess you're right. It is kind of a different rhythm game, motherfucker.
He's already doing badly enough at this rhythm game, so
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, quite literally, all that one was the 5 buttons and a switch, and then kind of a whammy thing, depending on which one you had.
I lack the hand-eye coordination for it. So that's my failing.
Oh, yeah, that's a good video. Amazon delivery robot driving off a pier. But yeah, it's replacing people, don't you know?
Yeah, I'm worried about it. Yeah, you'll be fine.
See, every time I think about the can how concerned am I about AI replacing me? It's like I work some of the most complex questions in the company. And it's like,
Mhm.
okay, that's illegal, that's illegal. That is very much a particular one-off, and yeah, nobody's going to be able to answer that question until such a time as you actually have to actively address it, because it's going to be so context dependent that a single change in circumstances is going to change the answer. It's like, yeah, but that's illegal, that's illegal, that's fraud, that's illegal, that's fraud. Oh no, that's cool there. You know what gets it wrong all the time? The computer.
But
It can't make it can give me a good answer on what the guidelines are. It can't make the judgment call. I have to everything that it gives me, I have to double check for accuracy.
it can't give you circumstances. It can't give you nuance.
Oh, so you're gonna stop yelling at my office door and lounge on my lung now? Okay, fine, settle.
Hey, he needs that lung.
I still have another lung. I'm pretty sure my left lung is sufficient to the task. If not, I'll be dead, but I mean, it's a small price to pay.
Look, you'll be dead, and they'll be like, you know what? We haven't eaten 20 minutes.
Well, she will. He's gonna keep on the kibble until the automatic feeder is empty. She's the pure say he's only obligate carnivore, so
Mhm,
he prefers kibble as long as it's got the meat content.
mhm.
She's the pure carnivore. Her food has to involve some kind of animal suffering and or death. The
And
exception
and
being the occasional shred of cheese.
frothed. Look, I'm a weeb. I'm a cinephile. I like a lot of shit. So if you have any of the things I like in it, I'll play it.
And I've got a guitar. I have to start playing around with it again. It's just going and downloading files to make your 3D print a guitar, and it's like, you really should pick up and play the guitar that you've got.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking functional got me on a Lovecraftian kick after fucking In the Mouth of Madness. Bastard.
I've still got to sit down and watch that movie from start to finish at some point.
It's really good.
Yeah, from everything I've
It
seen of
is.
it, it's a good movie.
Now I need a Lovecraftian guitar.
Oh Lord. What? Pause. What? Uh. So, what do you mean? Oh, what kind of files? I'm joking. But yes, Green Badger. It was a great fucking movie. I'm glad Functional suggested it. I'm glad we watched it because
Say Frosted. It's not a matter of bets as to which one's going to eat me first. It is absolutely going to be Boo, the baby panther, is going to be
I
the
do.
one to eat me first, because Wazowski, she will go for the meat as soon as it's fresh. Wazowski will only reluctantly go for the meat once the kibble's gone.
Ah,
We're we're not just talking not even close. Depending on how recently I filled the feeder, we're talking about days to weeks difference.
mm. Mm.
Oh, did you see the thing on that? I think it was the national anthem at the WNBA. I haven't had the courage to listen to it
I
yet.
thought it was the freaking
What?
not the WNBA, but it was a women's MLB basically.
There's a women's
Yes.
baseball league.
Apparently so.
You know why we don't hear about it? Because the
'Cause they
women's
suck.
league isn't subsidized. Well, yeah, they suck, but the women's league isn't subsidized by the male league, so no one gets any airtime or play.
I'll be honest, I don't watch sports in general, so
Well, fair enough. Yes.
yeah, all of it's
I don't watch
irrelevant.
sports in general either, but you know the thing that I will watch the least is the
Women's
things
sports.
like the WNBA and the women's major league and stuff like that.
Mm, 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 mm.
Yeah, just so much for the whole thing of sports I don't care about. The friends I have that enjoy it, that's all on them.
I know enough about sports through cultural osmosis. Enough people around me talk about it. I'm like, oh fuck.
I also don't like the NBA anymore because of all the crap in there and the rule changes and everything. And it's like, you know, 20, 30 years ago, that was called as trespass or as traveling
Now
and
it's
double
not.
dribble. And it's like, oh, hey, he picked the ball up at half court and then did a layup, and it wasn't traveling.
It's league changes and subtle shit in the rules. And sometimes it's outright cheating.
That too.
Like the shit with the constant thing with Caitlin Collins being attacked by everybody and their mother. Like that's outright fucking cheating. They're attacking that poor girl.
Mm-hmm.
And the league is assisting them with it.
Yep.
Because they're calling
Turn the blind
everything
eye.
against her rather than calling everything against the ones that are breaking the rules.
Yes, they are. They're turning a blind eye to it.
No, they're not turning a blind eye to it. They're encouraging it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because they don't
It's
care
not
about
just
the white people.
yeah, it's
White
not
people.
just not paying attention to it. It's the yeah, this person took and dropped their shoulder and plowed through a stationary person, and you're not calling it charging, you're calling it a personal foul, or sometimes a flagrant foul. Like yeah, I wasn't just set, I was set for like 3 seconds. They dropped their shoulder and dove into me. I'm sorry, you dropped the shoulder. That's like one of the first indications of charging.
Yeah, then you got criticals being like, nobody watches women's sports unless it's women's rugby. Damn, those women are fine as fuck. And then Frost had put women's beach volleyball, which did you hear they're wanting to change the uniforms for those?
What they're gonna make instead of them in bikinis, they're gonna actually make them in fucking uniforms.
Well, they're still going to be more of bikini, but they're basically it's less likely to go up into their butthole or to their butt crack.
They're choosing the outfit they're wearing already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not.
'cause they're
It's
looking
not
for the
like a
least
league or the
constrictive.
Olympics that are forcing them to wear what they're wearing. They're choosing. Why? Because you've got people in the Olympics wearing more. The
Mhm.
Muslims wearing more.
You look inside that
So it's
butthole, skid about a butthole.
it's they're not being forced to do it. They're choosing that whole constriction thing. The freedom of movement. There's probably some that, if they weren't required to wear clothes, would play it nude
I'd
professionally.
watch it. I'm not gonna lie.
And critical,
I'd
the
watch
only
it.
thing I have found more boring than soccer to watch is golf.
Yes, golf is fucking boring.
Golf's fun to play when you have it's like even so by yourself. But it is I do not know how people watch it. Like my dad can watch it and I'm just like, I don't get it.
It's like some people can watch gameplay footage. Like, all right, fair enough. I can't do it all the time.
I couldn't get into golf. I can get into gameplay footage, but that's because I'm interacting with the streamer and the audience for the gameplay.
Yeah, I'm not going through and watching
Yeah.
just the gameplay footage of itself with no added to it. It's like typically that's different because you're hearing the whole thing. Like for golf, when listening, you're hearing the freaking the voice dudes. I can never remember what the fuck they're called.
The announcers.
The announcers, thank you. My brain doesn't always like to work. You know what? They're even still damn near fucking whispering. It's like, dude, you shouldn't be anywhere near them. You can talk at a normal voice.
Yeah, I liked
they're like, and Tiger lines up for the putt. Oh,
Yeah.
and he missed that one. Oh, he got it. Let's give him a round of applause.
I loved Robin Williams sing on that. It's like I like to see the guys who do the
Soccer.
The soccer.
announcing Mexican soccer do the golf thing. It's like the ball's rolling towards the hole. Go.
And then we have Badger, the sports team in my area is superior to the sports team from your area. I don't care.
Well, hold on now. The sports team in my area can play the sports ball really well.
Okay, that's still fucking cringe.
I
Oh.
No,
care
not saying the
a-
sports team in your area, saying play the sports ball.
say
Yeah, the sports
Ye-
ball.
I care only because of the age-old rivalries. I've got a couple of picks. Is like if they're playing, I want them to see them win, and then there's Ohio State, which if they're playing, I want to see them lose.
Yeah.
I don't care who I don't care who Ohio State is playing. I want them to lose.
Yep. Most to least boring football, soccer, baseball, NASCAR. It's like I don't mind baseball from time to time. I'm not that big into NASCAR. You've got to be more of a gearhead and into that sort of thing to be able to watch racing from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things with racing is I would like to have that car out on that track for a few minutes.
Oh, I mean, there's actually a whole thing you can go through to where, like, for the first 3 years you do it, because you'll go and do like a class on it once a year for like a whole week or some shit. And after, I think it's like on or after the 3rd year, they remove the governor. And if you don't know what that is, Tier, it's basically a limiter to how fast you can go.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's one of the things that's very common on like the go-karts and whatnot. If you go to any like theme park or something that has them, they have a governor on them so they cannot go too fast.
I cannot do the zoomies.
You can, but
Oh,
you
you
can
can
only
do-
get to a certain speed.
Yeah, You can do the zoomies, you just can't do the ultimate zoomies.
Oh, I can't go as fast as the cat. I can't zoomy.
And I'll still give NASCAR drivers quite a bit of credit on that whole thing, because, by the way, they're doing all that fucking driving without power steering.
Yeah, no power steering and no air conditioning.
Oh, and since Badger brought up the whole thing, so we should make a sport where guys fire those beanbag rounds at each other. Cornhole is another fucking extremely boring thing to watch.
Cornholing.
And not in the sense of what like most people thought of cornholing, the one where you toss beanbags at a slightly angled piece of plywood that has a hole in it.
See, I want to shoot beanbag rounds at a few people. We'll start with my brother.
There is what is the game? Horseshoes. I don't find that interesting at all.
It's one of those things that some of the times these things are okay to play. They're just not that fun to watch. Like I'm a lot like Ranty Monkey. I really can't watch MMA because there's barely any striking, and halftime it just goes down in jujitsu, and don't really feel like watching two grown men hug each other.
Struggle huggle.
Well, just as long as it's not the struggle snuggle.
It's damn near.
Oh yeah, when it was Pro Baseball League. Yeah, I haven't had the courage to actually listen to that one because there's just been every single thing I've seen on it has been absurdly negative.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and Frost says, NASCAR wouldn't be as boring if every race wasn't like 200 laps. What's the point of watching the first few? A lot of it is also because when they get to the track, it's to the pacing lap is to get them an understanding of the track for like however many laps with the pace car, which they're not supposed to pass. And then after that, it's then to go and see how well they can go and maintain that. I mean, it all started obviously from bootleggers.
Yeah, but you've got we've got to master this and master the strategy of getting not the best speed short case. We've got to do this for the long haul. It doesn't matter if we're the fastest in this minute. We got to be the fastest for the longest time.
And Frosted, if you're really wanting to watch something that's like that, but going to be a lot more, you should watch Destruction Derby Racing. So yeah, it's them making a bunch of left turns, but they can legitimately hit each other.
Or just do search for the videos of basically the best wrecks in NASCAR. The best ones have been, the most amazing ones have been in restrictor plate racing, because they artificially force the pack to be closer together. And so you run into a situation where one person messing up is going to collect a dozen. But you get into the car's configuration on this one is just absolutely amazing, and the driver is hitting just the perfect line. I've seen situations where that car was totaled. It really was that
Mhm.
it didn't have the front quarter panels, it didn't have the hood, it barely had the radiator on it and won the race. They it got caught in a big wreck. They spent they got like multiple laps behind doing enough repairs to get it in there, and then they went in every pit stop and spent another minute working on fixing it beyond what they needed to, and didn't just catch up but won. And you get that, it's like, damn, that crew knows what they're doing, and the driver knows his stuff.
I will never understand. Look, back in the day, the city held racing in the city at home, and it was a big ass pain in the ass. It is not like we're some bumfuck town where cars are this rare thing. We see cars and we have let's say speed chases all the fucking time in that time frame. It wasn't worth the hassle. And technically, the city still hasn't paid the vendors for the event. That's why it hasn't come back.
And of course, as Rotten pointed out, NASCAR started with bootleggers outrunning the cops.
Mhm.
Well, that's an interesting video. The caption is "Racism is describing what door cameras show," and it's got the
Oh, the chick, she
Amazon
puts the
Amazon
package
delivery
down,
driver puts the package down, takes a picture, and picks
and
it back
takes
up
it
and
back.
walks
Yeah.
away.
Wow.
So it traps and obstacles on the course soundtrack like battle. I think they need to go back to more stock cars, except for most of the changes that they have made. Most of the changes they have made were for safety purposes. Putting in roll cages and uh, everything like that. Most of the changes they made from stock are to add safety, but there's only like 2 or 3 pieces on the car that are stock anymore. It's like the trunk, the hood, and the roof, something like that. And they even modified those.
Get up, bud. Ding, ding. You okay?
Oh, otherwise, I just gotta hope that my next vacation gets approved. I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna take a week off in like 2 weeks. This will give the person I'm training, since I got him for 2 weeks. Well, I've already basically had him for about a week. Yeah, one more week, and then a week where they're gonna have like either the full week or a few, like 4 days on their own, and then taking the fucking time off. Oh, yeah, I didn't even watch the thing of The Boys to begin with. I'm gonna be honest, 90% of like comics shouldn't be made into live action anyways.
No, they should not.
It's not to take away from the people who performed in them and how well they did. It's just you already have what the person's supposed to look like.
Yeah, having say didn't watch The Boys.
I've heard it was good up until
Haven't-
like the end.
Yeah, I kind of heard that, but since they totally screwed over the end, I don't want to get started.
Mhm.
You know, it's one of those. I've hit the point where I really got to have the what's the end game on this in place before I get too invested in it.
Mhm.
Because there's too many of them have totally screwed the situation up with their hey, we made this and now here's our political statement on how we hate everybody who
Yeah.
was watching. Like, can't you just tell a good story anymore?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. And it's like, okay, so you suck. Is that really the message you wanted to convey? Because it's the message you did convey.
Mm. Again, some comics should be made to movies, and the more you try to make them, the more fatigue people are getting.
Oh, it's because they 90% of the time they go through and always want to push an agenda.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the I want you to be entertaining, not agenda driven. You know, I don't watch say I watch some YouTube stuff for the political content. I don't watch a TV show or a movie for the political content.
Mm-hmm.
I watch them to be entertained. If I wanted to watch TV for political content, I probably wouldn't be here because I'd be a retard.
Mm-hmm. And not getting a whole bunch other than like cosplay and art stuff and then weird ass
Yeah,
news.
I don't recall subscribing to Goth Chick, but I'm not bugged by the occasional showing up in my uh, feed.
Who the hell is goth shit?
It's a random goth chick.
Oh, I get those all the time. I have no complaints about it whatsoever.
Neither do I.
Oh, and the occasional reminder video of the one guy who was doing the quick draw of the knife from his shorts.
Oh yeah, and then cut himself.
Oh,
That one ouches every time.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's like I don't know for certain which you cut in that area, and I don't really care. Everything there ouches.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And everything there ouches in the worst possible way. That's just Mitch
Ah, fuck.
liking my comments about being fat in an unhealthy weight, which I get scolded for saying because I carry it well. I'm a I'm tall and I carry my weight well, but yes, I'm fat.
All right. So looking on Twitter, and this picture is making the rounds, and I'm gonna respond. I want to respond to it. It says it's a picture of Anakin, Luke, and then Rey. Uses the Force without training. Anakin uses the Force without training. Beloved character. Uses the Force without training. Luke, beloved character. Uses the Force without training. Rey. Bad writing. Worst character. Mary Sue. Ruined Star Wars. Woke trash. Anakin didn't use the Force as a little kid. Uh, he didn't use the
He
Force. He just perceived it,
Mm-hmm.
he used it passively.
and
The
so did Luke.
notion of the notion of Jedi reflexes.
Yeah.
Luke, even less so,
Well, he did
because
use the
Luke
Force because he did use the Force when he took off the targeting scan. He just like,
Yeah, but
I
that
can
was
do this.
also where he had been going through training to perceive and you
Yeah.
actually use the force.
Well,
he'd already at that point he'd already at that point started his training. He wasn't anywhere near done, but he'd actually had some training at that point,
Mhm.
and it was still 95% of the passive form.
Mm-hmm.
um,
You know, Ray just has that
and
she watched the
Anakin
guy
is the
do it and
chosen
then was
one.
like, you know, hey, I'm now going to use this.
But Anakin was the chosen one, so his abilities were just gonna be OP anyway.
Oh, in all honesty, they didn't, even though it was, you know, Star Wars, you know, A New Hope was no, I don't know if it was originally shown as, you know, as episode 4, if it was originally just Star Wars, since that's what the old VHS cassettes had on them.
Mm-hmm.
And that the whole thing for like telling Anakin's story was entirely unnecessary. And quite literally, they could have brought all of that down to a 2-hour film because you didn't need to have everything.
Yeah.
Or 2 films at the most. I'm so tired of everything getting turned into a trilogy.
Yeah. Well, three is a lucky number.
Say actually I want to see something that is legitimately well done to be made into a 7 set, but not artificially so. Actually, like, this is what it requires to do it well and tell the story properly, and then do it well and tell the story properly.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible optimism, I know, but
I'm going to do a series of movies. It's going to be an octo trilogy, octilogy. Gonna be 8 movies. All of them gonna be terrible, just fucking terrible. But I'm gonna slap some woke shit on it, and
well, you said you were going to make movies, so I just figured they'd be terrible.
exactly. It's gonna be stuff I know, you know.
Kind of like me writing books.
You never know.
The my college writing prof had only one compliment she could give me. It was I never turned in a writing with a spelling or grammatical error.
Ah,
And that's just know your limitations, know your strengths, know your weaknesses.
Mhm.
I looked at the vast range of things I could learn, do, and be successful at,
Mhm.
and all the people in the world, and all the options, and I became an accountant and a mathematician.
Mhm.
And then it still ended up working in customer service, dealing with people every day. Like, definitely no justice in the world.
Oh, and yeah, Frosted, I will say it's like the prequel trilogy had its moments. It just did not have the great thing of it. They were just trying. I don't know if it was too hard or not hard enough or both.
Bit of both.
Little column A, little column B. But yes,
Yeah.
the
They
execution was shit.
all right. So they show powers in the beginning and then ignored them.
Mhm.
Like force run. The power they showed in the beginning should have been used in the end. So he should have closed that fucking distance. Secondly, uh Darth Maul gets cut in half, survives. Fucking Sidious, cut in half, survive. Tossed off a fucking shaft, survives.
Well, with the Darth
Qui
Maul,
Gon Jinn, stabbed in the chest,
well, with the
dies.
Darth Maul thing, he only comes back in the cartoon in literature,
Still fucking
and it's
survive.
supposed to be that whole thing that for the difference being is what kept Darth Maul alive was the dark side of his hatred and anger. And Qui-Gon had
Which is
accepted the whole thing of like becoming further into the Force.
Yeah, which if you read the books, actually, the dark side was one of the big key things keeping Vader alive too, despite all the technology.
Yeah,
And
dark
running
side alchemy.
running into a very difficult challenge because force healing is a light side power. So he could keep himself alive with his rage, but to actually recover and heal is something he couldn't do because every time he started feeling better from the healing, he started slipping farther from the dark side and start dying again.
Mm-hmm. Sidious
And yes,
electric.
that is actually canon from the book,
Yeah.
the original trilogy books.
He was he still wasn't Scion levels angry though. Scion resurrected twice just from sheer rage. Sheer fuck you, I hate your existence. That's the motherfucker that was pissed. I wouldn't mind the story set in the Knights of the Old Republic are telling the story of the Knights of the Old Republic too.
Well, that was the whole thing. Is if they were going to go through and do that whole thing, uh, like the sequels should have been set much further into the future, and the prequels should have been set much further into the past. Because in all reality, you had the Skywalker storyline for the most part told. You didn't need to keep revisiting, but unfortunately, too many people fucking fall victim to member berries.
Well, they didn't have to do the sequels super far into the future. They had a thoroughly developed and well written
Expand the
extended
universe.
universe as sequels,
Shit.
and
There but
there were so many things they could have done. And I'm like, look at the Timothy Zahn's Thrawn series, is like that would have made an outstanding series of movies. You look at the X-Wing series of books, the Rogue Squadron and the Wraith Squadron and everything,
Mhm.
that would make an unbelievable TV series. Just absolutely amazing. All they'd have to, and some of those authors would have let them take that material and use it for a pittance, I'm sure. Helped them develop it into screenplays and TV scripts and everything, and help you with understanding characters. It's like, yeah, this is how this person would act in this circumstance and everything. And all of those writings were canon.
Yeah.
And they could have had tons of scripts with minimal effort. And instead it's like, no, now we're throwing all of that out the window.
Yeah, because they didn't want to have to pay the writers for anything. All that
No, they
money could
didn't.
have gone towards one of, their 14 dozen executive producers.
A lot
See, and
of that's produced credits.
I think that, say, personal opinion and estimate, most of those writers would have done it for a very minor percentage in royalties, and the stories were so much better written, they would have brought in a butt ton of money each.
Yeah,
That's what the fans originally wanted.
but
They
the writers are
wanted to see
stupid.
they wanted to see the expanded universe redone or done as reality.
Yeah.
No, they wanted characters like Lobaka and shit. There is a storyline where fucking Leia is the main hero. Do all of her epic cool shit like fighting Belferon, the Hutt Jedi, the Hutt Sith Force user. There you go.
I
You
mean,
could
I
have a
would
story about
have,
Leia.
if they gone and done that and said, oh, hey, the X-Wing series of books is going to be a streaming TV show, I would have paid for Disney Plus to watch that.
Yeah.
As long as they're staying, bring the authors in and staying moderately respectable to the material, I absolutely would have paid for a subscription to Disney Plus to watch that, because they're great stories. They're fun stories. They're absolutely hilarious and well written. They would have had me there. Absolutely. If they're like, hey, we're doing the 5 Thrawn books as a series of 5 or 6 or 7 movies, I'd have been in theater for those.
And
No questions asked.
Thrawn.
But they don't actually love the property. They don't have respect for the story in the universe, and that extends even to, we can't even respect it enough to just say, hey, we're going to write something that's way far out in the universe, so it's the same universe and the same kind of stuff can happen, but we're not messing with an established story.
Shit, again, if you want it, all right, if the story of the Acolyte can be possible if you set it far enough into the past.
Okay, Frosted, put that on Blu-ray. I'm there for you.
Yes, Halloween special, yeah. Or just fucking redo it. Give it a 1-for-1 holiday special. But like I said, you could set it far enough the between A New Hope and the Old Republic is 15,000 years. You could have told the story of the Acolyte within that time frame, and it still wouldn't have affected canon because it's far enough for people to forget what happened.
Star Wars Holiday Special 1970. Yeah, I watched that pretty close to when it came out.
Replace God damn it, I forget her name. Maud. Who's her name?
Well, the other biggest problem is like the sequels to Star Wars wouldn't have been so bad, but again, they got to stop chasing the phantom audience.
No, they gotta get better writers and more believable. There's fucking fire in space, and member berries. We don't need member berries. You don't need to have legacy characters pop up in places. You don't need to have connections to, oh well, this is connected to the Skywalker trilogy. We wanted Kiadi Mundi into a thing, so we just placed Kiadi Mundi in a fucking scene where he shouldn't be there. We essentially said the Dark Plagueis the Wise was a fucking hermit on a rock, spying on people.
Pretty much.
Yeah, back to the writers don't love the property. They don't know the history and the lore of the property.
Mhm.
They just want the prestige of being Star Wars writers and the paycheck.
They want to take a universe and tell their like the fucking Rings of Power.
Yeah, it's the
Power.
whole thing of they went through the only reason they wanted to tell a completely different story that if it wasn't attached to Lord of the Rings would have been fine on its own, but they wanted
Yes.
they believed that they could do it with the built-in fan base.
Yeah, they wanted the money and the fan base of Lord of the Rings, but they wanted to tell their own bastardized story from it instead.
Okay.
Which makes no
Clown.
fucking sense canonically.
I'm definitely subscribing to your newsletter. I like what I'm hearing. There is only one trilogy, and it's not Star Wars. It's Night, Dawn, and Day of the Dead.
There's only one trilogy. It's Fellowship of the Rings, The Two Towers, Return of the King,
and The Hobbit.
And if you get that reference,
and The Silmarillion,
you are awesome. No, it's a Clerks reference.
Yeah, except for yours was backwards.
No, that's right. It's Fellowship.
No, he says there's only one return, and it's not of the king; it's of the Jedi.
No, he goes. There's only. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because then he goes, "Hey, where's the mop bucket? I need to. It's like I need to clean up because I made some Lord of the Rings kid puke himself."
Those movies about walking. That's so fucking boring. In the second one, trees got film walk. Here's the first movie. Here's the second movie. He trips low. And his third movie walks. Well, I guess I go home. It's all even boring. You want to be honest? You give that gay little look. Told the other two hobbits to get the fuck out.
And I'll still say for continuing of the series, Land of the Dead wasn't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
I like the remakes. Randall is the GOAT. Yes, he is. He was until fucking Kevin James ruined his fucking. Fuck him.
Okay, the remake of Night of the Living Dead is good and still fits in the universe. The remake of the Dawn of the Dead is opening sequence wise amazing. After that, it's more meh than anything. And then the Day of the Dead remakes are just straight garbage.
Which one had the rapey zombie?
I don't remember which one it was, and I don't care either. Like, they're worse than Diary of the Dead. And I just rewatched that one recently, and it's not terrible for the concept idea they're going with. It's just not great either.
Hold on.
Would you trust more U.S. government or citizen who carries? That's a hard question. Yeah.
God damn it. Headphones died.
Okay, the second House of the Dead is actually not a bad movie. The first one is bad. It is by no means great. And I will piss off any freaking Lord of the Rings fan. While the first 3 Lord of the Rings were okay, they are still by definition a bad adaptation. They're just the best we have.
Well, the best we have is the for adaptations and everything is actually the like starting with the animated Hobbit and going
Yeah.
into the animated Fellowship of the Ring, but for
The
uh
Banshees.
the full story of Lord of the Rings, yeah, those are the best we have. They're not great in every detail. Some of the
The
details are amazing. They're not great in every detail, but they're kind of the best option.
Mm-hmm.
the best Lord of the Rings is always going to be the Banshees stuff. His Hobbit, and then his where there's a whip, there's a way. You've never heard where there's a whip, there's a way.
It sounds very familiar. I kind of have it playing in my head. I just don't remember what it's from.
Let's say, and that original animated Hobbit was absolutely better than the recent trilogy crap.
Yeah, and they told in one fucking story.
Yeah, because The
In
Hobbit's
one
meant
movie.
to be a shorter story. It's not meant to be a bunch of different shit that you also pull from the Silmarillion. The
Well,
fuck
They
was that?
They didn't even pull all the extra stuff from Silmarillion. They made a bunch of stuff up out of whole cloth too.
Did anyone else just hear that like game sound?
Yeah.
Okay. Want to make sure I wasn't going crazy. I was like, what
What?
the fuck was that?
Well, I can't say you're not
Oh,
going
it's because
crazy.
Tyr
I just say
invited
it's-
was playing Wordle. And
Sorry.
it brought up a thing
I
to
can
join
stop.
activity. No, it's fine. It just gave a thing and it's like join the activity. And it's like I was confused when I was like, what the fuck is going on? You can play Wordle. Go for it.
It's all good.
I just wasn't on my Discord app to see that, or Discord to see that pop up, and then I heard the thing like, the fuck was that?
The fuck was this?
Again, Frost said, the whole thing of like not being true to the source material, I don't necessarily say that makes them bad movies. I didn't say they were bad movies. I just said they're bad adaptations. This is like the argument of Cooking from Home all over again that I had with Eve and Unholy Reaper on Eve's channel. Because she was just like, Eve was just like, well, sometimes, Rotten, I just want to make a frozen pizza. And it's just like, that's still cooking from home. Cooking from home does not mean making everything from fucking scratch.
No, it does not.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember one of the other movies we watched to where it was an enjoyable movie, but man, it was a bad adaptation. Because like Lolita Battle Angel, I found was an enjoyable movie, but from everything I'm aware of, it's a bad adaptation of the source material.
It is. It's a terrible adaptation.
The Dark Tower movie, it's an entertaining movie. It is an extremely bad adaptation of the source material.
Extremely.
Both the Sissy Spacek and the Chloe Moritz Grace one of Carrie. Well, the Sissy Spacek one is the more superior one just because the studio fucked the Chloe Moritz Grace one and tried to set it more in a modern time and then basically do a shot-for-shot remake of the rest of it, are still bad adaptations. I mean, the only difference is like the Chloe Moritz Grace one got closer to Margaret White's character. They just didn't actually have a person because for some odd reason they didn't want to have a big woman play her mother. trying to think of some of the others. I would say most of the Marvel movies, while they're entertaining, they're still bad adaptations. I have
And
not read.
sometimes entertaining is all that matters.
Yeah. Listen, I have not read Children of the Corn or Lawnmower Man, nor have I read like The Long Walk, which as a premise is of a story is absolutely retarded because there's no way any of those kids survive. No, seriously, to
Say-
walk that long for that far is just it without stopping, without sleeping would legitimately kill them.
I don't remember the level of adaptation of Children of the Corn to the book. Lawnmower Man 70-30, 80-20. It's decent, but there are still some notable changes that aren't absolutely necessary to make it a screenplay.
And Frosted for the Psycho with Vince Vaughn, I've basically heard it's just a like more modern shot for shot remake. Like Vince Vaughn can act. I still got to see him in the almost Freaky Friday or oh god, I can't remember the version of it with Rob Schneider to where they switch bodies. He does.
Oh, you're talking about the hot chick.
Yeah, the hot chick. Vince Vaughn does one like that it's a horror where, you know, his actual character is originally a serial killer. So when it gets swapped,
I
you know,
love
he
Rob
now has to
Schneider.
play like a teenage girl while the girl has to play a serial killer. Yeah, and Clown Stephen King makes some weird books. And normally can't. He can write an ending. He just has a bad habit of continuing.
Yeah. Of course, you get into King, and I'm annoyed that they softened when they did the movie. They softened the ending of Cujo, for
Yeah.
instance. It's like it's a King story. It doesn't have to have a happy ending.
Yeah. Because that's like, I won't ruin the ending to the Dark Tower series, but I will still say, well, like I said, the Dark Tower movie was enjoyable. Idris Elba is not Roland Deschain because Roland Deschain is supposed to be a white guy. Because Odetta
Yeah, but you
Holmes
couldn't have
says
a black
white.
racist.
Well, you do have a black racist, Odetta Holmes.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it's Holmes, but Odetta, because she is massively racist and has two different minds and is hurling white slurs at him. And plus, when they they shouldn't have had, you know, Jake have a bit of the Shining or whatever. They definitely brought that up too much and then forced the altercation between, you know, the gunslinger and the wizard, who would also be known as Randall Flagg for The Stand. It's like, because that's not how that altercation ends.
Well, no, but I can see some of the need for a change there, just because the presentation of that to film would have been beyond insanely boring.
Well, for that as well, for the Dark Tower series, it should have been a TV series and not a movie.
Yeah, I think so too. You've got to.
Yeah, then you could have had him, you know, where the first episode is him going through, finds the one guy, or it's like does the whole thing of where I can't remember if he gets to when he meets Jake in that one, but he tells the tale of basically where he kills everyone in the town.
Doesn't meet Jake until the drawing of 3.
No, he meets him before that.
Did he meet him in the?
Yes.
He did.
He meets him because he dies while going through, and that's why when he meets him in the drawing of 3, he's so happy to see him again, and Jake keeps feeling that whole thing of like him dying.
Yeah, that's where he went into the.
Sorry.
I haven't I haven't read The Gunslinger in 20 25 years.
I still have to go back and finish Salem's Lot and eventually make my way through The Stand.
Wouldn't hurt to reread those again.
Yeah, and yeah, a lot of Stephen King movies do tend to be overrated. But then again, that's like Dean Koontz is writing, in my opinion, is not as bad as some people try to make it out to be, but that's because most of them are just massive Stephen King fans.
The thing that I find with King is you run into the there's differences between being a good book writer and a good TV show or movie writer. And I get the feeling like sometimes he is too involved in the adaptation process, and sometimes he's not enough involved in the adaptation process.
Well, it also seems like the writers for the movies that they have aren't really fans of his books either, of trying to get the stuff on there. And we definitely know that King is not a good director, especially when he's on massive amounts of coke.
Yeah, and I've got this philosophy for turning a book into a movie that basically, if the book author is not a good screenwriter, which book authors seldom are good screenwriters. They're good at telling a tale. They're not good at showing it.
Yeah.
You run into you should have somebody who is a good screenwriter and good at turning a written story into a show, and they should work with the author, especially in anything that needs to be changed because of the change in the format that you're working with, to say, okay, we've got this situation here. We just can't show that and have it look good. So we've got to do something like this. How would these people act in this circumstance? And get the author to weigh in on, it would be better if we can show it like this. Well, oh, hey, yeah, we can do it. Okay.
The biggest thing as well is what needs to be kept for the story and what can theoretically be cut. And yes, Clown, you got my reference of Coked Out King gave us Overdrive.
And it. Well, Maximum Overdrive is a good.
Yeah, Maximum Overdrive was him not only as like the writer of, I think it was a short story, he also directed it critical.
He didn't do too bad for that one.
It is not a great movie. It's one of those ones where it's so bad it's almost good. But I think we're gonna call it there because it's been 2 hours, and I think tears starting to die on us.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It happens.
Tears always fading. Tears spends so much time fading. It's a wonder he's still black.
He's fading away.
With friends like this, who needs sleep paralysis demon telling me I'm shit?
I mean, you don't do that to yourself.
Say, I had a sleep paralysis demon try once. I scared him off.
My sleep paralysis demon is on vacation.
To quote that one comedian that pissed off the one black chick, you know, and he's like, "You're not saying anything to me I haven't said to myself 3 inches away from a mirror."
Yeah.
He'll say, your name is the first thing going into my suicide note tonight.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was great. But we're gonna end it here, and then next week there's the one Nicolas Cage movie. I believe it's Army of One, and that one is either gonna be horrible or funny or a mixture of the two. I don't know, but it is a you know, Nicolas Cage's character gets a vision from God that he needs to go kill Osama bin Laden.
I'm
And
We'll-
Russell
we'll
Brand
see.
plays God, so
Yeah.
we're gonna see how this
We'll
goes.
see.
So have a great night, everyone. It is August. I don't know of any holidays coming up, but I don't really care.
It's, it's already August.
Yep.
Yeah,
Glad
it's
glad
all-
I didn't ascribe to the whole 2026 is going to be my year. Then again, I don't think I've ascribed to that thought process ever.
I get this thought that the older you get, the faster all the time goes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't show any signs of slowing down anytime soon from what I'm seeing.
Nah.
Nope.
But have a great night, everyone. Hopefully you have a decent week and it's not too hot, not too cold, unless you're one of those extremophiles of that.
Not at all.
Laters.
Bye all.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.